Yep.
Ready?
Let it rip.
Okay, and moving to order, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's some chips in there.
Need a motion. Are there any additions to the agenda? If not, we could have a motion in a second to adopt tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion that we adopt tonight.
Second.
As is.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the April 6th and April 22nd minutes. Anybody find anything they need to have changed? And then I need a motion to adopt, to approve the minutes for April 6th and 22nd.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Public comment, do we have anybody signed up or anybody that would like to
Billy Joe
speak?
wants to speak.
Billy Joe, you wanna speak?
You don't wanna hear what I have to say.
Okay, we're gonna roll on. Okay, proclamation. 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America. You want me to read this, Angel?
If you want to read it into record.
Whereas the year 2026 marks the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America, commemorating the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. And whereas this milestone, known as America 250, provides opportunities for communities across the nation to reflect upon our shared history, celebrate our democratic ideals, and honor the people and events that have shaped our country. And whereas the principles set forth in the Declaration of Independence, liberty, equality, and self-government continue to guide and inspire Americans of all backgrounds. And whereas the town of Denton has played a meaningful role in the history and development of our nation, state and nation, and its residents continue to contribute to the strength and vitality of the United States. And whereas America 250 encourages civic engagement, historical education, and community collaboration to ensure that this anniversary is inclusive, reflective, and forward-looking for future generations. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, reading for Scott S. Morris, Mayor of the Town of Denton, do hereby proclaim July 4th, 2026 as America 250 commemoration period in Town of Denton, and encourage all residents, organizations, schools, and civic institutions to participate in commemorative activities that honor our past, celebrate our present, and inspire our future. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Town of Denton to be affixed this first day of June 2026. Okay, next on the agenda is to approve the contract with Davidson County Senior Services for use of the Civic Center.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners. This is the annual contract that we have had for many years now. There's no changes in the contract. They use the facilities Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then on other days throughout the week, they'll use it for special activities from 1 to 3. And they do pay 75% of the yearly utilities and are responsible for all telephone and internet services at the facility. And it's recommendation to approve the contract.
Before we do, I just have a couple questions. I attended an event The refrigerator that is there, is it intended for their use only?
It is set up for their use, so when
Okay.
we rent it out to those for parties, you know, it's not, I guess it's not intended, because most of the time it's a daily rental, so people bring their stuff in and then they take it back with them. Were there issues while during that rental?
Yes, they didn't have adequate room to like keep like the drinks and stuff refrigerated, like punch and stuff. And I think they had some egg salad type stuff that needed to stay, chilled. And they just weren't prepared, for that. And then also in terms, I noticed it said something about leaving it in the way it was found, but who does actual cleaning on like the bathrooms and things like that? Because I think they had to really scrub the bathrooms before they can even use the facility.
Davidson County has a service that comes in and cleans the facility, and, if it's found in a condition that way, we need to know, so that we can let them know, and we can pass that along to them. I'm not sure how many times during the month that they do come in and clean, or if the person who's in charge does a daily check or a weekly cleaning, just to keep going through the month, that we can definitely find out.
Okay, just a couple questions.
And we do seem to be, renting it more frequently now, so, you know, we may need to invest in having someone go in and clean a little bit more frequently, just so that we can make sure that we're providing a facility that's clean.
Yeah, it looks like you need to do it every week because of the flow of traffic and older people that go in there, you know, and stuff that, you know, could have all kinds of situations that you need to make sure it's clean, especially if you're gonna have people coming in and using it.
Right, true. And if we, charge for it, it
Needs to be clean.
Needs to be clean.
I will find out how frequently they have the service come in and report back to you guys, and if we feel like it's necessary, we can look into maybe at least having someone monitor it and check it before the weekend, because we usually have it rented like Saturday and Sunday. Well, Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, thanks for bringing that to our attention.
You're welcome. Not that I didn't want to approve this, I just,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Just something you don't think about.
right, just stimulated my brain.
I guess I just thought it was cleaned every week.
Me too, I guess.
That you have all
That's
those
true.
people
I mean,
in there
I've
every day,
always
I
thought
just
that.
figured you'd want to for the hygiene part of people eating, it'd be clean.
And, yeah, I would too, Laura.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual contract Davidson County Senior Service for use of the Civic Center.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Carries. Next up, we have consideration of request by the Parks and Recreation Board to allow the Davidson County Trip Board to sell alcohol during the Sounds of Summer music events at Harrison Park in June, July, August, and September.
So this is just a basic outline. If you guys remember, we approved alcohol sales by permit only on our town facilities. And this would take place, during those 4 events, and asking that the sale and consumption be limited to the grass area inside Harrison Park. Before, we have had them in the front parking lot at the park, and people would buy and kind of hang out a little bit, but it seems that during a music event, they would like to be able to go back to their seats, have a seat with their family, friends, or whatever, and enjoy whatever alcohol beverage it is that they're consuming. So the Parks and Rec Board is making a recommendation for you guys to consider allowing them to sell the alcohol and consume within the park. And I did explain to them that we will have to be diligent in making sure we will have extra police on staff, but, you know, for them to help cover exits and areas to make sure that it's not leaving the park area.
Now, does that money for this,
It goes towards the new park
That's
off
what I thought.
Broad Street.
so that's how the money?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Trip donates all the money back, to that program.
We need a motion.
We need a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the request by Denton Parks and Recreation to allow alcohol sales during the events, limited to June 27th, July 25th, August 22nd, and September 26th, 2026.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, passes. Okay, presentation of annual budget for fiscal year 2026 and 2027.
If your eyes aren't crossed yet, there will be when we get done with all of this. Numbers run together when you're trying to look at everything together. So on Friday afternoon, I sent you guys a balanced budget. And it is your spreadsheet like you normally receive with every line item for general fund revenue through enterprise expenses. Looking at our budget message for this year, we are presenting a balanced budget for consideration. We do have two types of funds, our general fund and our enterprise fund. Your general fund covers your administrative department, your police department, fire department, public works, and then other community programs. This fund reflects the town's commitment to maintaining the essential operations, meeting service demands, and investing in the long-term needs of the community. The revenues are derivative primarily from property taxes, sales tax, grants, and are allocated to ensure the continued delivery of high-quality municipal services. And I just saw that I got an error in there, so I apologize for that, but I moved some things around and left part of it in there. Biggest thing this year that we're looking at under our revenues was whether or not to go revenue neutral due to the property reevaluations with the county. And at their last meeting, we looked over budget items requested from our department heads and talked about our tax rate and what we should do. Our current rate is 0.60 for every $100 of valuation. And per instruction of the board, I took the valuations and reduced them down to 0.490 per $100. And so that is what we are basing this year's budget on. There are, of course, budget stressors that we would need to look at, one being our health insurance. We've always been with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and this year we have been dropped, or Blue Cross Blue Shield has no longer continuing their grandfather coverage, and so we're going into the Affordable Care Act. And we are getting the increases that everyone else sort of got years ago, and they're now on us. I think the initial increase was 57%. We have reached out to other agencies and had them quoted, but even with Mount Castle, there was only one company that would even look at us for underwriting, and that was United Healthcare. So even their recommendation was that we stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Some of our other areas to look at for administration, we did budget for our project renovations at 71 North Main Street. That is coming from our fund balance. That is the only thing that we're having to take from our fund balance at this time. We continue to focus on our visual improvements for our downtown area, including beautification and streetscape enhancements. Increased to the Parks and Rec Board account, which helps fund part of the summer concert series, as they are seeking sponsors to help promote that. Our banner projects will continue, memorial banners plus our sponsorship banners that we're looking to place in our downtown We do have one employee with the administrative staff that is retiring December 31st. So we'll be looking to replace that position and, move forward with her maybe part-time as well. The, police department this year, mainly looking at adding another vehicle to the fleet, surplusing one that has outlived its usefulness, and then replacing some body armor, supporting a national night out, and then also, COLA, and then, a 5% COLA to staff. Fire department, we're looking at adding an additional staff member in order to provide weekend coverage. They wanna add this, budgeted item so that we can have staff on Saturday and Sunday to help supplement when we only have a few volunteers that are in town. And then, increasing the fire call pay from $12 to $13, which can help support recruitment and retention on them. Public Works is adding another staff position to support daily operations. And of course, the purchase of a dump truck that we've had on here for several years, Michael. The purchase of a pipe locator, and then the Christmas light wiring upgrades, which is gonna be quite costly due to the cost of wire. Our paving projects, we are still waiting for the NCDOT to go forward with their contracts on AST. So I'm hopeful that that will be this year, this calendar year, because we have been on the list for 6 months and it was an 18-month contract. So we should be within the next year having that AST completed. We are also adding hydrant replacements, and we are going to base that off of the engineer's recommendations, and then continue more investments in our street improvement project. The Powell bill funds most of our street improvements, but we also fund that from our revenues as well. If you look at your enterprise fund, the enterprise fund represents your water and wastewater facilities. Together, we serve about 1,100 utility customers, and we have one bulk customer, which is Handy Sanitary District. As a fully regulated public utility, the town must meet all of our state regulations and requirements for testing and reporting, operational compliance at both plants. This fund ensures that the continued delivery of safe water, drinking water, reliable wastewater treatment, and infrastructure necessary to support the community's long-term needs. Our revenues this year are funded at $2,277,750. That is without having an increase to our rates at this time. As you know, with the AIA study, that is part of that study, is to do a rate study. So I'm looking for December, before the end of the year, that we will have that rate study coming in from Wooten. So there may be a change to that starting in January, but we'll look at that in depth as we get that. As you guys may have noticed on our, the full printout, our revenues, we are recognizing now that the AMI meters are all in, increase in revenue. And I feel sure that now, as of today, or as of July 1st, we'll have a whole year going forward that we really know what kind of return we're getting on those meters. Again, for the enterprise fund, your stressors are gonna be the health insurance for the employees, our personnel cost, increasing by 5% for a COLA. And I am recommending that across the board, we work with PTRC to do a true case study. We've had information coming from all different departments, different towns and counties, but to really get a true comparison and see where we are with those other agencies, not only for police, as we see seems to be the hard hit area, but for all departments, just to see where we are. So that's gonna be a recommendation with this budget. Other stressors are, of course, your chemical cost increases, the equipment maintenance. There are fewer companies that provide the services that we need, and they are providing across the entire state, which is causing more issues of getting people in to do the work that we need. and then available parts and equipment. In looking at your departmental highlights, your administrative enterprise is, the supporting staff for the enterprise fund. They take care of your utility billing and functions in response to customer concerns, coordinating work with the public works and utility customers. Staff also tracks operational reporting information required by the state regulations to assure compliance for both the water and the sewer. The non-departmental expenditures is basically our financial obligations, where we have our bonds and repayments, our interest costs and sales tax requirements. The water treatment plant continues to focus on the essential facility improvements, with staff working on a range of short-term and long-term projects necessary to maintain safe and dependable water services. Staff levels remain consistent, allowing the department to manage daily operations while advancing key infrastructure upgrades. One of the major things, again, I have it on the top of the list, is our sludge removal. So I mean, really where we're focusing at quickly, as we are seeing that issue continue. There are several other areas that we'll focus on throughout this year that we have listed in the budget, but that being one of the major concerns that we have right at this moment. Your wastewater treatment plant, currently managing several ongoing projects that are essential to maintaining the system and regulatory compliance. And with the upcoming retirement of a key personnel, the department is placing strong emphasis on training and development of new staff. The facility continues to meet all state testing and operational requirements and are prepared for future needs. One of the main things there is the North Main Street pump station maintenance and possibly having it rebuilt or replaced. Camera upgrades, cost of chemicals, of course. So our total overall, if you switch to the next to the last page, gives you a general fund overview of what your budget is. General fund is $9,276,772. And your enterprise fund is $2,277,750, for a total overall town budget of $5,204,522. Okay, I know I kind of ran through this fast, but we have 30 days to review the budget, and tonight I need you to call for a public hearing so that we can bring this before the public on June the 30th. I have an approved budget before July 1st. So during this 30 days too, you guys review it, ask questions. I will also send you out, where all of the requests from the department heads fall in those numbers, because I know that's a little confusing sometimes. So that way you can see what the true numbers are for that. Any questions that you have that we can answer before you have a chance to dive into that and look.
What's the banners coming?
They're on order, we just don't have a delivery date yet.
Plenty of sponsors?
We've got a few.
6.
Yeah, got a few.
And I'll cover that in my report.
This is a copy for our clerk to place at the front office for public review. And if there are no questions, I just need to.
I guess we need to call for a special meeting to be held on Monday, June 30th at 6 p.m. Motion for that?
Make a motion.
A second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that carries, so we will be here on June 30th. All right, department heads. Police Department, Chief James.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners. The Denton Police Department is going to sponsor Ms. Velasquez Hernandez in the next VLET, provided she jumps through all the hoops that's required That will not be a paid position. Us merely sponsoring her allows us, in the event there is an opening at that time, that we would have the ability to offer her a position. And it's a help to her, to get her through, the school at a reduced cost if she's sponsored. I have been working on the federal body armor grant and learned that the town of Denton has been in the system since 2003, but the funds have not been requested since Robbie Lanier was the police chief. We will be doing what is required to make sure that we can receive those federal funds, in the future. And we'll also take advantage of the League of Municipalities, reimbursement, for body armor. The heat and air conditioning system has been replaced, at the police department, fire department, so, no longer going home with a wet t-shirt at the end of the day, so, thank you for approving that. I grew up without air conditioning, but boy, it's amazing, we get used to it, it's hard to do without it, but, we're glad that has been repaired. The mayor had requested that the DOT do a study at Peacock in South Main. I talked to Davidson, they came down, did a study. Today, they actually erected, larger stop signs at the intersection of Peacock and South Main. So hopefully that will reduce the collision experience. And they've also, they're at Larry Furr's place of business across from Davidson Tire, they put up a large stop sign ahead, sign, so hopefully that will reduce the collision experience in that area. Not sure how they missed the stop sign, it was there and the big flashing light, but for some reason they do. Be glad to take any questions you might have about police operations.
Questions? Okay, thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much.
Hey, Chief Morris is not here tonight, but we have his report. Anybody have any questions with this? Michael High.
So, y'all probably noticed they've done some paving. Got that completed, we got our patches completed. We fixed 3 water leaks. We, worked on the lagoons at the water plant for Jason for a little while. We were supposed to have a land out event coming up as quick as I can get them here. We repaired 2 sewer lines, hopefully them's out of here. We had 2 in the CDL school, we have 1 in the CDL school, he's supposed to graduate Monday. I think it's Monday he'll graduate.
I think so.
I think that's correct, he takes an exam.
Yeah, I think he takes an exam Monday. We've had a few out, personal, things. Our everyday work, we just about, just gotta sand and paint and put up some molding at Civic Center, that will all be retired. And just odd and stuff we still gotta catch up on. And what we have to do every day. Get up, brush, and work on it.
Questions for Mike? Jason? Water treatment. How are you?
Alright, we're chugging along, we cleaned, basin 4, we're still getting quotes on some flooring and different rehab stuff to get the plant hopefully finalized in on the company to get the SX, the plant looking better. We put a dehumidifier in down at the raw water pump station where we were having communication issues when it rains. That didn't really quite work out, it's just the whole antenna has to be redone, so pretty much what happens right now is anytime it rains, the plant loses communications with the raw water pumps, they don't have the ability to control them, so when we're shutting down at 2 in the morning, that operator has to go out to the actual raw water pump station in the lake and physically cut the pumps off, so we talked with our SCADA installer, he was able to get an antenna, we got it approved, we'll hopefully we'll get the antenna installed in the next month or so. So they want to go down there, and then if we ever have to shut the pumps down, then we have the ability to do that in case something ever comes up, be able to shut the pumps down. It's gonna be a whole new, nice newer antenna system with, it's on its own dedicated megahertz line or something like that, but, with the It's gonna make the communication a lot better, there. One of our bigger issues this past month was maintaining adequate water supply, with a private distribution system that gets it from us. So we're rated for 2.2 million gallons, and we've exceeded that quite a few times this past month. And I guess we had some leaks, but thankfully in the past week or so, it seems they've zoned in on the leaks and took care of it. It hasn't been that bad. We've had to run the plant a couple times, 24 hours to maintain that supply. Even then, it was cut to kind of close at times, to maintain adequate supply. But outside of that, going forward, we're hoping to get with Wooten about getting a CT study done. That was one of the things the state asked for last time they were here. We are gonna have an inspection coming up probably anytime it's gonna be home. Usually it's in June, so I imagine it's coming up soon, so we're getting ready for that. And then our other thing we've got going on that's kind of major right now is we gotta get that sludge out of there. And I think, as mentioned, we're gonna have a land app coming up soon, but zoning in on our full-term solution to that sludge problem. Cause right now we've got some of it breaking through the containment to the secondary lagoon, and we failed one of the what they call TSS's, total suspended solids. So hopefully we'll get that addressed, and we'll remedy that with getting the sludge processed out of there. We're waiting on the parts still to get the surface sweeps done for filters 1 and 2. So as soon as they come in, hopefully we'll get those installed and operational. And then we've gotten the quote, and the vendor's ready to go to install that flow to the creek for our waste flow discharge to the creek. Outside of that, we're going on and move on. Any questions?
Like you're busy.
Yeah. It's a busy month, sure.
It stays busy, doesn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Okay, and wastewater treatment plant, David.
Scotty always calls me Troy.
Yeah.
Thank you, commissioners. Pretty normal month. Last month, we did spend a lot of time mowing, weed eating, the plant and the pump stations, weed killing. We did a lot of painting and stuff at the plant. Troy always preaches that we have to do something for the plant every day, so we try to keep that going best we can. We did have a bad water leak that Mike and them came out and got it the very next day. Sanford Electric came out on May 12th and put a starter on to get our influent pump number 1 going again. And we did set for an interview with a new possible hire aide. Other than that, that's pretty much our month. Any questions?
I like that thing he said, you have to do something every day. That's neat.
Yeah, he's preset from day 1.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that song.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
Paula from administration.
Total customers billed was 1,107, and that was, including paper and email billing for the month of May usage. Total gallons billed was 3,884,933, which billed out at 106,388.13. Total gallons billed for final billing was 8,778. Billed out up to 596.36. Total gallons unbilled, which are town-owned properties, 4,777,962. Since today is the 1st and I'm just getting around to billing, I do not have Andy's billing for May completed yet, but I can provide that information. An update on the EDC grants. The community market paving will start June 8th. I've spoken with Donnie Apple about that. He was hoping to start this week, but rain has delayed him on other projects. So he is anticipating starting that on Monday the 8th. Steve Morris has completed the base coat of the building adjacent to the community market. And I have spoken with Beth Stewart, that is the commissioned artist. Her plans are to start June 22nd, and we'll be working all day that day and partial days on the remaining part of that week on the mural. I had seen communication back and forth, and she did confirm to me today that she needs clarification on the color. She does state that the darker colors are better for your backdrop, and then with the white lettering, it just makes it pop. So her color options were black, dark red, navy blue, dark green, and dark brown. And I explained to her that with communication back and forth, I took it that the census was the dark green, but I do need confirmation.
Yeah, that's what we
Is
decided
everybody in
on.
agreement
So
on
Scotty
that?
had the picture of it, and that looked the best, the dark
Okay.
green.
So, he had not communicated that to her, so I will go back to her and communicate that so she can go ahead and be getting her information or her supplies ready for that. Police department building has been completed. T111 siding was placed on it as well as a replacement roof, and it looks great. If you haven't seen it, maybe take the opportunity to look back. Steve Morris was did the construction work on that, and I appreciate the work he did. A request has been put into Public Works to add a nice layer of mulch around the old jail, and I'm not sure if they have that readily available, but we'll be doing that once it gets back.
Yeah, we're gonna put a signage on there, we'll wait till after the.
Okay. Legacy program, we did have the class of 1965 purchase one table that has been placed directly behind the pavilion at Harrison Park. I think it looks really nice. It's a really nice piece versus the wooden table that was there. The sponsor banner program is currently on our website and Facebook page, as I've mentioned last month. We have had 6 sponsor banners that were purchased and have been ordered. There was a 7th one requested, but the participant has never actually paid us, so we can't order that until then. And I will be ordering additional standard just town of Denton banners once I know exactly how many we can accommodate as far as putting them in place. I will get a confirmation as to exactly how much longer that's gonna take to get those in. And I really appreciate everyone sharing with the local businesses about this program. Unfortunately, as of today, we've not received any additional orders, so hopefully we will continue to get some of those in along. During the uniform process, the mayor stated that he would like to have polo shirts for all of you that sit on the board, and link was sent out about that. I just need confirmation on the color you would be interested in. The ladies may not like the standard polos that were shown in that image, and we can certainly do it without a collar if that's something you would like. I do need sizes though.
I like those polo shirts, but it's okay.
I do need sizes. I've only received one to date, so regardless if we pick color and style, I need the sizes to get that underway. We've been working through the uniforms with the departments, and Michael he's come out and measured all of your guys? Yeah. Okay, so pants were ordered by the department itself. They're getting the shirts. Jason's crew are purchasing your pants, or are you going through UniFirst?
I go to UniFirst.
Okay, so you've got that clarified on what you want, and then they're going to do a special design on their shirts, so those look really nice. I attended Clerks Academy on Friday in Statesville. I appreciate the opportunity to attend these classes, as a lot of information is provided. A lot of clerks have the opportunity to ask questions that's going on in their communities, and these are answered by the attending lawyer or attorney. So it is very informational, and it's kind of interesting how many, doesn't matter the size of the organization, we have very similar questions, and so it is good to see that, it's kind of across the board. But anyway, The course details, we went over public records and the fishing that, we have seen as of recent. There was a news, company that was putting out a whole list of information that they were wanting. And come to find out when it was, run through the cybersecurity through, UNC Chapel Hill, the company was out of Norway. So it was definitely a phishing, but no one reached out or, gave them any information. We did do the due diligence of reaching out to the school, for assistance on that. Public comment periods, was another thing that we, discussed, and then additional conflicts. The community market hasn't looked better, I don't think. This is my personal opinion. I hope each of you had the opportunity to stop by and visit the market. I have seen several residents visiting since Parker Lim has set up. There's been additional interest in artisan/farmer market vendors recently, and I'm in hopes that we will start to see additional vendors setting up. I have spoken with Daniel Parker about the upcoming paving and additional vendors setting up. I did share that he would need to pull his setup back to enable other vendors to feel that they have adequate space. He completely understands and stated that he had initially spread out to draw attention to the market since we did not have vendors at that time. We do have the upcoming festival. I mentioned to him about that as well, and any additional vendors that we may add to that. Vendors for the Antique Festival are starting to get in their applications. Thus far, we have Harrison Park full. The whole space has been assigned. Johnson Park 1, as I call it, across from the funeral home, is almost full, and we're starting now to place people at the vendors at the BP's property. And that's all I have to say.
Now, during the week of the Antique Festival, wasn't all those places already taken up in there where he sits? And don't the same people come back? Won't he have to sort of move out during that
We
week?
have some that are not coming, this year, and then the others will be placed in the front of the market unless, other things change.
Yeah, I just wanted those that always speak up to be there first every year if they get.
Right, and we've
Yeah.
reached out to them.
Okay.
We do have one that, I have to reach back out to that has called in question, and I have not had the opportunity when I was out Friday, so, anyway, we will be addressing any questions that they may have.
Thank you. Town attorney update.
It's been a very interesting month, but, we will be covering our updates in closed session.
Town managers report.
I have not prepared a report for you guys, as last week was busy with finishing up our budget and several other things that took my attention. So, I do want to thank everyone who was involved with the memorial service on Monday. I heard that it was a very great service, and that those who participated and those that were in attendance were appreciative of that.
It was very good. My opinion is it's the best one we've ever had. I really think that, and I've already had some people approach me, Paula, about the flags. There are people right here in town who said until that, they didn't ever know. So I told them that we'll continue to order them, they just need to
Oh,
let
yes,
you know.
I mean, it is out there
Yeah.
all the time.
I think people
for
just
them.
don't,
I don't think.
and I think
they-
something
yeah.
brings them to the park,
And
like that service, and they see it. So I had lots of compliments on them and
It's on our website and it is on our Facebook page. I guess we assume that people's in town all the time and they see the display, but I'm sure there's a lot that
Yeah.
may not get out.
You do, and it's people that, that we all know, but they're just not in the downtown area a lot, and then when they come for that, they see it.
And it is open, we have to have, I think, a minimum of 25 to order at one time, so what we do is we take the orders. We do not take their money until we have reached our 25 requests, and then Elizabeth reaches back out and collects the money for us to purchase. So I think we're up to 180 some now. So,
Yeah, that was very,
Yeah, it looks
very
good.
good. We walked it Sunday night, we drove the golf cart down and walked it, and I said, oh, it's all the way around the back.
It
You
is
know,
now,
so,
yes.
Yeah, so it looks very
and I
good.
did have others as well, speak about, they thought this was really a very good one and really did enjoy, you know, us being able to reach out to the different family members and them sharing. So I'm hoping we can continue along that lines. I know last year the gentleman didn't want to personally speak himself, but gave Elizabeth the information to share. So Addie Sexton did a very good job.
She really did. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of those, it was just quiet. I mean, people
Yeah.
were really engaged.
And that's sort of like our time period, because we knew Hugh and went to church with him, and it brought it home more so too, when you know that person.
Very good.
There were some people that came in the store after the event, because I was at work. We had limited staff Monday, and, they said that they thought it was the best one they had ever been to. They said it was very well attended, and they just thought it was great. So,
And it was very
It
well
was.
attended. I think probably one of the
And
larger groups.
it's
that we've
just
had.
perfect. It's just the right length, you know, I mean, just the, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's very good. It's one of my favorite things when I'm able to be there, but it's good.
And Hugh, whenever he got hit, you know, he gets hit on May 26th, and then he dies on June 9th, and it's just like, this was a time period that this was like 50-some years, you know, after the fact.
And it was very close to the same, yeah.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I'll point out is you do have a report from ACE, but, there have been several that we've had to abate this past month, so we've got process of liens to go against those properties. And then a couple more that will probably bring in more action for you guys to make board decisions on.
along those same lines, I do have, I apologize for interrupting. I do have, another firm that has submitted a quote to me for the foreclosures of the liens, because Kenya was the firm that was doing the stuff for us, but they have determined they have a conflict because they do it for Davidson County for their tax foreclosures. So they've declined to do the towns or city of Thomasville. So I've put out basically, an RFQ amongst all of the foreclosing attorneys, and so I have selected the one that I think is going to be the most appropriate. So I will have that for you over the coming couple of weeks for you to review.
That's good. Okay, commissioner comments or concerns? Good.
Good.
Good. Hayden, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. So announcements, June 9th will be the Parks and Recreation Board meeting at 6 p.m. June 16th, Planning and Zoning meeting at 6 p.m. June 27th will be the first Sounds of Summer with Barbara's favorite Too Much Sylvia at 7 p.m. Then starting June 30th through July 4th, the Antique Festival downtown Denton from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that is all we have for regular meetings, so closed session.